This episode of Dispatches from Planet Albany is brought to you with support by New York State United Teachers, which represents more than 600,000 educators and school-related professionals in New York. Dispatches is also supported by the public affairs firm O'Donnell & Associates. For more information, check out o'donnellsolutions.com.
How about those Knicks? I mean, wow. Wow, not just to be where they are, which is wow, but these games and how they have been playing are so exciting and so inspiring to see how they rally, how they come together, how they support each other. It is just, I tell you, one of the most exciting sports periods that I remember.
I've also declared war on potholes, so here's the first shot across the bow.
Well, as you know, with Planet Albany, there's always something that makes the planet turn.
And it's this amazing view of D.C., and Eddie Vedder comes out, and he goes, "You have a cigarette?" And I've never smoked in my life, but if I had, I wish that was the moment.
And this strategy takes us from potholes to knotholes.
I would like to say it was a pleasure, Mr. Kim. But I'm on the road.
I'm David Lombardo, and this is Dispatches from Planet Albany, a WCNY podcast about power and politics. And on this episode, with another legislative session in the books, we're handing out superlatives to recognize the highs and maybe some of the lows from the last 6 months. And rounding out the Dispatches Yearbook Committee, we have Capital Confidential author Dan Clark. Welcome back to the show, Dan.
Oh, wait. So happy to be here.
And Bloomberg Government Capital reporter Raga Justin. Raga, can you match that energy?
Hello.
Excellent. So before we dive into this, now that lawmakers have been out of the building for a hot minute now, does it feel like summer school to you being here, or does it feel like summer vacation?
Oh, geez. I mean, what a question. A little bit of both, but I also went to summer school for fun. So this is a complicated question for me.
What did you do in summer school?
Well, I think we grew geodes, but then I dropped out.
Sorry, you said grew geodes? Like it was a plant?
I'm not joking. I don't know.
That's
but
insane.
We grew gems, yeah.
Wow, good for you. I went to writer's camp.
Okay.
Oh, dead set. Geodes? We're more on board with geodes than writer's camp?
Yeah, what are you going to get from writer's camp? A career?
Yeah, Dan plays with rocks to this day. This comes up in his everyday life.
Let's get to the business.
Okay, well, I have one related question when it comes to superlatives. Did either of you get recognized in your senior yearbook with some sort of superlatives?
I did. I got most likely to save the world.
Really?
I did. But you have to remember, I'm from a very small school, about 55 kids in a class. Mm-hmm. So the bar for excelling was not high. So they all thought that I had my stuff together, you know. But...
Well, from your time with the geodes, probably.
Yeah,
they're like, this guy understands the mantle and core of the earth and will one day be able to save us all.
Well, yeah.
Was that a Journey to the Center of the Earth reference?
It could have been a variety of disaster movies.
Take it as you will. Okay.
I'll do Journey to the Center of the Earth.
I was thinking
or 2012 or, I don't know, any other sort of...
Godzilla.
Sure. Thank you for bailing me out there.
You're welcome.
Raga, how about from the heart of Texas? Were you recognized by anything?
I was.
Like?
I was voted...
Best smile?
No. No, and I can't tell if that was a compliment or a veiled diss. I was voted most scholarly, and I came in a close second for most likely to succeed.
Wow.
Thank you.
It worked out.
Yeah, but I was also class president, so there were some questions of whether I'd pulled some strings to get to where I was. I didn't.
Did you?
Yeah, I was the one who awarded the superlatives.
Well, I will say, years later, we did rig an election one time in high school.
Years later? Like after you had graduated?
No. I'm saying that there are no repercussions now.
Oh, you're telling us now.
A man in my 30s. But we did rig an election in high school.
I don't know. The long arm of the state elections board is...
Yeah, they are more aggressive now. So I want to follow up on this second in most likely to succeed.
Yeah.
How do you know who came in second? Did they release that, or were you doing the counting?
I was doing the counting. So I was shy of 3 votes. It was really sad for me.
Wow.
Because most scholarly, you're just some musty little nerd. You know what I mean?
Were you musty?
I mean, no, but that's the perception of most scholarly versus most likely to succeed is you're sort of strapping and confident and you're going to be president or something.
Well, I don't know. Success can be measured in a lot of different ways.
How about a Harvard acceptance letter?
Did you get that?
No, the person who was voted most likely to succeed did.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
It's interesting that you bring up that controversy, though, about the vote counting, because our yearbook editor, who was not maybe the most outgoing or the most memorable person, was voted most unforgettable for the female of the two potential winners. And people called that into question, whereas the male winner, a young Dave Lombardo, everyone sort of understood that, especially because he took his picture wearing a Batman costume.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
So,
well, it came true. You didn't forget her.
That's true. Heather Jo Silver, if you're watching or listening, I remember this.
The thing is, these things stick, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
They shape reputations for years.
Although I try not to live too much in the high school past, because it is kind of depressing and sad if you do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very
And
fun.
I got stuff going on in my life, as listeners know.
Good for you.
Well, do you guys want to get right into the categories now?
Yeah.
All right, so I know I loaded up on a bunch, but I will defer to the guests if you want to start with any of yours.
You know, I'll start with most likely to succeed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, as you may have read on Capitol Confidential, I did tabulate the bills passed through both chambers by lawmakers, and Amy Pollan had 46 bills that passed through both chambers this year. So I would name her most likely to succeed.
Year after year after year after year.
Yeah, I mean, she is a very effective lawmaker in getting bills passed, as is James Skoufis, who came in second.
Interesting.
And did you get any feedback from that list? Did anybody have any qualms with how you factored it or thought about it?
They did not, and if they do, I don't care.
And we're measuring success based on whether the governor signs these ultimately.
No,
No.
just pass through both
through
chambers.
passage, I see.
They can't control what's going on in her head.
That's true, although they try.
They do try.
I don't have a good follow-up to that. But that is a good choice. Raga, would you like to offer anything up?
For most likely to succeed?
No, for any category
for
that you had
anything.
interest in.
Yeah, I had some kind of niche ones. I maybe should
would
have gone
appreciate
with, like,
niche,
most
honestly.
popular or something.
No, because I thought
Best smile.
I went for the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with
No,
you.
I appreciate that. I think that's very, very valuable. I had a kind of silly one, but mine was most likely to avoid press interaction.
Oh, well, oh my gosh, what a low bar.
You know, actually, it's not. I mean, this is based on my own very skewed perspective, but like when I run into people, most of the time they're willing to play ball, even if playing ball looks different or is like less good. You know, like somebody's quick answer as we're doing a walk in the LOB is going to be different than somebody else's, right? But people who just like flat out are cagey around press. And I will say this year for the assembly, I think it was Michael Asher, the off chance we saw him. And then for the Senate, I would say it was Sepulveda.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He does not like talking to reporters.
No.
He'll talk to everyone else, though. I see him on his phone a lot.
Well, he doesn't like talking to reporters when there are questions he doesn't want to answer.
This was before that story about the housing court.
Oh, really?
Non-appearance, yeah.
Oh, what were you trying to get him on that he didn't want to talk about?
Casually just introducing myself and saying who I was. We've never really crossed paths. He's, judiciary chair, so I was like, I might as well just say hello. And just sketched out from the get-go.
I don't know if he totally understands reporters. I'll be honest with you. When I hosted a little television show on PBS, I booked an interview with him.
Oh, that old thing?
Yeah, that old thing. I booked an interview with him, and it was the COVID era. And, most people, when they do Zoom interviews during that era, were still professional.
Sure. Power broker copies in the back.
Yes, and he popped up with a hoodie and a baseball cap on.
Is this on TV? You using this video?
He didn't ask, and I'm going to be honest with you, to this day, he probably doesn't know that aired on television.
Michael Asher was also who I chose for worst case of senioritis. Given the...
you got to be fair. Alex Borres, too. He didn't really show up.
Well, I will just say Politico New York did a pretty good documentation of Micah figuring out a way to vote while not even being here.
That is fair.
So that's not only impressive, it would make the young Micah the Magician proud. And he took the title, as far as I'm concerned, from perennial favorites, David McDonough and Vivian Cook, who actually this time I think are not going to be returning. So they really are.
Is Vivian Cook retiring as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, I'm going to do one of my own, which was least popular, and that was the environment this year. They took L after L after L. They were like the kid at the cafeteria that nobody wanted to sit with.
Nerd.
Yes. I mean, sure, they had some friends who were like, yeah, come on over with me. I'm in the DSA. We'd love to go down swinging. Or we're like a moderate, like, Dee Barrett, who's afraid of a primary. So sure, we'll vote no against rolling back the CLCPA. But yeah, whether it was cap and invest, whether it was pipelines, whether it was the budget, or most of the standalone bills that we're trying to move at the end, they were not necessarily the most popular kid in school. So I'm going to go with least popular, the environment more broadly.
The packaging bill almost had less of a chance this year.
Yeah.
Maybe it was that last year it was talked up a lot more. This year I think they hit a wall, and when they hit the wall, they said, okay, this is not happening, and left.
Did the speaker say pretty definitively no last year around the same time? I mean, he said that on Tuesday or Wednesday of this year.
So the problem is that last year I asked the speaker, hey, are you going to bring this packaging bill to the floor? And he said, yes, we are. So that set the packaging advocates up to then say, oh my gosh, it's happening. And then they didn't have the votes for it. This year, the speaker said, no, it's not coming to the floor. So I think that was a little bit more definitive than his answer last year.
Sure.
I wonder what that's going to look like next year when it's not Assemblymember Deborah Glick pushing it and negotiating it from the Assembly side of things. I wonder how the approach will be different, and whether Judith Inc., who's outside, is kind of the face of this, whether she's going to have the same outsized role. Because maybe if I'm the new NCON chair and I pick this up, maybe I don't follow the same playbook as what's been used in the past and has not worked, I guess.
Yeah, I think it depends on who the NCON chair is and who sponsors the bill. It may not necessarily be the NCON chair.
Sure.
Sometimes the chairs of these committees aren't necessarily all that interested in the subject matter of those committees.
NCON, though, that's one where you got to be interested in it.
I would hope so.
Yeah. It's not like when we talked about veterans issues with Dee Barrett, and after the interview I said, are you hoping for a new committee next year during musical chairs? And she's basically like, please, dear God, yes, I'm ready to move along.
Do you think she would be an NCON candidate?
No, I think she's pretty happy with energy. You get a lot of money and interest there.
Sure.
That would be my guess.
Who do you think is the next in line for something like that? Like if we're going to take bets?
I don't know. Honestly, I've been thinking about it, and I think about it ideologically. And like for me, I think about Anna Kellis, because she's big on the environment, but again, I don't think that she has the seniority.
What about Joanne Simon? How long has she been here?
A good while.
My bet right now is Steve Otis, a Hudson Valley Democrat who was in the running for it last go around. But again, this was something that Deborah Glick had really wanted for years now, and that's why she got it. But Otis has an environmental portfolio, isn't necessarily seen as aggressive on environmental issues as Anna Kellis, and we've seen in the past, with Glick being kind of an exception, that the Assembly has pulled NCON chairs from the New York City suburbs, Long Island a lot, so I could see them going to the Westchester route in the future.
Isn't he tech at the moment?
I believe so, yeah.
That's a hard one. I mean, if you're someone who cares about tech, which seems to be becoming more and more a defining issue. I mean, it feels odd to me to give that up.
Don't push your Bloomberg agenda on us.
I'm not pushing my Bloomberg agenda. I'm pushing the agenda of Anthropic, please. Give me some credit, guys.
Would anyone else like to go?
Well, I would say, just bouncing off of least popular, I could flip it and I could do most popular.
Sure.
And I would say broadly business interests, specifically the Business Council, I think scored a lot of wins this year. The governor's auto insurance reforms, and in a lot of ways, these environmental issues are tied to them as well, trying to prevent energy costs from skyrocketing. But they're also the group behind the opposition to the plastics bill. In a lot of these scenarios, you see the Business Council pushing back on the agenda that the Democrats are pushing in the state legislature. In a lot of ways, they're partly responsible for why the governor is so resistant to raising taxes on corporations, justifiably given their portfolio. So I think that they still hold an immense amount of power in Albany and will continue to for quite some time.
I will say, I mean, they had a couple of bills passed that they weren't too happy
Oh yeah, like
about.
surveillance pricing for sure.
Right. But I mean, there's a long runway from now until whenever the governor has to sign it. So maybe they are proven the most popular kid in school.
Oh, I think they'll negotiate chapter amendments to that bill over the moon. Like, I think there will be plenty of them. And they already got amendments to the bill before it passed.
Yeah, that's true.
There was a private right of action in it when it was first introduced, and that was taken out.
Good old PRA. I love writing PRA in my stories. I'm allowed to do that.
Oh, are
Wow.
you?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Following up on Dan's, I also had the business community in one, and this was class couple. I had initially, it was Kathy Hochul and the business community, but in light of
Cute.
an announcement today, which was Uber's role in helping people access World Cup tickets, I'm going to go and say Kathy Hochul and Uber specifically were the class couple
It's
of
20
this year.
It's a good one.
It's 2026. We can have a polycule.
Sure.
So
And you'll explain to me what that is off mic. But
Offline with plenty of picture evidence.
but yeah, the relationship between Uber and Kathy Hochul was very close-knit this year in the sense that
It's about a $10 million one.
yeah, and we heard that Uber and maybe ride-sharing more broadly was heavily involved in the crafting of the car insurance policy and then was clearly very involved in the lobbying campaign. And then, like any sort of classic couple, though, they ganged up on some other person, the legislature's boo, the trial lawyers, to talk smack about them.
classic couple behavior.
Yeah, I mean, not healthy
hurt
behavior. Not healthy behavior. I'm just saying, this is high school type stuff.
Sure.
This is like who's in their burn book.
Sure, couple on couple crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because they're competing for class couple. They don't want to be edged out.
This
by
is like prom king and prom queen. You
Sure.
got to do what it takes to get to that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a 90s Freddie Prinze Jr. movie.
She's all that. With Rachel Lee Cook.
Okay.
As soon as Uber took off its glasses, Kathy Hochul was like, wow, I didn't recognize how beautiful you were. Come be my date. So class couple, Kathy Hochul and Uber.
I like that one.
I really like that
That's
one.
really funny.
Thank you. Raga, would you like to go?
Jesus, no, not now. Give me a second. Let me think about it.
Would you like me to go again, or Dan, do you want to go?
I can go.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. It's all just coming to me now. I didn't come very prepared, but I'll be honest with you. When I wing something,
You
I
really
can do
wing
it.
it.
I did have a few picks for Class Clown, but they're not that creative. Okay, I loved Andrew Gennardis's fake gold bars.
Sure.
I thought that was very fun. I loved the discussion about gold bullion this year, which I still don't quite understand what it is.
Solid gold.
Just solid gold.
Solid gold.
Something I'm not familiar with. Because
You literally touch geodes all the time.
they're not made of gold, Raga.
I-
Maybe you should have went to summer school.
Dan, it's a rock from the earth. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, sure, kind of. So Andrew Gennardis is my first pick for that. Number 2, Alexis Wyke, who decided to co-sponsor the bill with David DiPietro that would outlaw chemtrails,
Okay.
which the EPA, under the Trump administration, came out and said do not exist. So those are two options.
Intentional
I like that.
comedy or unintentional comedy?
I'm going to go unintentional.
Okay.
And then number 3, Class Clown, Rodney Spichat Hermelin
Oh, that's a
for
good one.
rescinding the Brooklyn Dems endorsement of the governor.
Right.
Just like truly one of the funniest things that happened this year.
Keep them guessing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Keep them on their toes.
You have to.
Dan, not to piggyback off that, but just because what you were saying, you gave me some time to think for myself.
Oink, oink.
I think biggest loser in school was Waymo this year.
Oh, yeah.
Poor little Waymo. They tried really hard. I mean, there was like a lot. I mean, the ads that they were running way after that boomerang that the governor pulled on them, but didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you have a sense of why they became so unpopular? Clearly, there was a labor pushback against them, but the governor has shown a willingness to go up against certain labor organizations, and with a data moratorium bill, clearly the
Yeah.
lawmakers are okay against going up certain labor unions. But why did they become so unpopular? Did they shit their pants in gym class, or do they stink? I'm trying to do the metaphor here with the schooling stuff.
Kind of a sad one.
But what made them so unpopular?
People have different opinions on this, but as far as I can tell, it's just that, and the Waymo folks, I think, seem to be fairly blindsided by the pushback, even though they shouldn't have been. Well, sorry, let me rephrase that. They knew that labor was going to be against this, and they made that clear, that this is not something that is going to be easy, but if you choose to champion it, that's great. Like, this is what we've been wanting for a very long time. And so the governor's office kind of went with it, and then when they pulled it, they didn't really let Waymo in on their rationale, but the implication was that the labor pushback sort of exceeded what they had thought it was going to be. By they, I mean the governor's office. And they were like, this is not the year to piss off, the New York City drivers unions and folks in the transit space.
Sure. I thought it was less complicated than that. I thought that the cities upstate just didn't want it.
I think it just depended on who you were.
Yeah.
Because, Pat Fahey had a bill, I think, that would have allowed it for very Albany or very specific.
Albany and Rensselaer County.
Yeah. So I think there was some local interest, depending on where you were, that, some places make more sense. Like, personally, I think Albany does kind of make sense. You've got a younger population. You could make the case that you don't want kids, after college when they're drinking, going out and taking a car or a bike. You might as well just get into one of these, driverless cars. But I don't know, maybe... I see a stronger case for it upstate than I do in New York City, to be quite honest with you. So but I didn't talk to any local lawmakers from Binghamton. So
this seems like one of the issues. I'm going to make the metaphor. Have you guys seen Sandlot?
No, Adam Sandler. Okay, sorry.
Have you seen The Sandlot?
Not in a really long time.
Okay,
wait, is this the movie with the little kids
playing baseball in their yard? They hit a home run.
Not Little Rascals.
No. Okay.
I always get tripped up.
So Smalls is like a loser in The Sandlot, but Benny the Jet Rodriguez gives him a certain amount of credibility by taking him under his wing, bringing him into the pickup game. And the self-driving cars seems like one of those issues where they need Benny the Jet Rodriguez to grab them under their arm and champion it, because there's certain issues that the legislature just can't get its head around. They can't be the ones to move it because of the conflicting interests, but they will get on board in, say, the context of the budget. So without Benny the Jet Rodriguez, this type of issue and some environmental things, I think, really struggle to move. So one watches Sandlot. This is crazy.
Is Jeremy Cooney the Benny the Jet Rodriguez?
No, Governor is Benny the Jet
I
Rodriguez.
see.
And she told Smalls to go fuck off, and so Smalls couldn't play. Jeremy Cooney...
is this You're Killing Me, Smalls?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's
okay, great.
where that's from?
Well, I guess so.
Yes.
Wow.
So Jeremy Cooney could be Yeah. He was the shortstop.
Yeah. Wow, these names, they're so fun.
Squints, that's another guy.
You're killing me, Squints.
No,
Different.
Squints is notable in the movie.
Does he squint?
He has glasses and does squint, but he
I find
has
that
a
offensive
scene
as a glasses wearer.
where they go swimming, and he basically tricks the lifeguard into giving him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and then
I've seen
sort
this.
of grabs her and kisses her, and I think as the narrator says, kisses her good and deep. And
Yeah.
It's one of the kind of problematic parts of the movie.
Oh my god.
But to be fair, in the prologue, or epilogue, excuse me, it's reported that they do get married and have a bunch of kids and run a drugstore.
Really?
Yeah.
So do any of these kids die?
I'm not sure. I mean, they were the right age where some probably went to Vietnam at some point. So, maybe.
Okay.
This is on my do not watch list.
Oh, it's a great film.
Okay.
I'm going to go and keep things moving along. Most likely to do this again next year. So I'm going to go with Carl Hasty and Andrea Stewart Cousins. Because despite the protestations about, we don't like this process and I'm not doing policy again, I believe in the cyclical nature of things here at Planet Albany, and I think we will have a very similar budget process as long as the governor steers the ship, and the current process works pretty well for her.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think genuinely, so my sense this year was that by the end of session, they started to pass bills with the expectation of negotiating chapter amendments. Mm-hmm. Maybe they switch it up next year, and instead of doing that at the end of session, they could just start passing bills throughout session with the expectation of passing chapter amendments. I don't know. I'm trying to think of how the process could possibly change to benefit the legislature, because clearly the governor's not going to change anything in her process.
Is there, and I don't know how this works, but if we can take the speaker's comments from, that big press conference where he was really upset about the whole thing.
He said, I'm never doing this
again.
Again.
And clarified that meant he wasn't going to conference on policy before money.
Yeah.
essentially. I don't know how theoretically that, like, can you just refuse to come to the negotiating table? Can you just refuse an invitation to the executive mansion?
I don't know, but I'm getting my
March?
"Were you lying then or are you lying now?" ready for when he inevitably negotiates policy before spending next year.
Nice. Dan, you're always 2 steps ahead.
You know, I'm 3.
Oh,
I am always
Geodes, baby.
I am, like, in a professional sense, very impressed by clearly the way you plan out your newsletter, because maybe you're going to tell me you do this every single day on the fly, but the way you have, like, a new topic and there's so much stuff going on suggests to me that you do a good amount of planning. So the fact that he has his lines ready for the speaker 6 to 7 months in advance does not surprise me.
Most prepared boy in school.
Oh, should we hand out most prepared to Dan Clark?
Dan Clark?
Oh, wow.
Most
okay.
prepared.
You know,
Congratulations.
I'll take it. I'll pretend like I do plan it in advance. Yeah.
You tricked us.
Take the win, yeah. Run with it.
I win.
You're killing me, Smalls. Is he Italian in any way?
No.
Cool. But I
No.
apologize for that.
His,
Killing me, Smalls.
his stepdad in the movie is Dennis Leary, and his mom is played by anybody?
No.
Karen Allen from Indiana Jones. In the last...
Harrison Ford.
Yes. There you go.
Okay.
She's the love interest in that.
Got it.
Raga, do you have any more?
Yeah, I had a couple of lame ones. So
We'll be the judge of that.
Okay. I had best debater.
Ooh. Phil Palmisano?
He was fun. I actually really liked him as Ways and Means ranker this year.
Did you?
I thought that he was really good on the floor. Obviously, Ed Rod was great too. But Phil Palmisano, I think, kept it moving, kept it light, got the information that they wanted without making it really adversarial.
I actually think Mary Beth Walsh is quite good at that.
Oh,
as
she's
well.
great too.
I think she's got a good approach to debate.
They have a very strong floor presence in the
Yes,
minority of the
yes.
assembly.
Well, she stands out for a number of reasons.
Because she's a lady. Whoa, 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 she's a lady.
That was kind of the only.
Oh, okay.
That was where I was going.
wondering what you
Talking
knew and I didn't.
about-
No. Like, she's
one of the
only
ladies. Got a handful of ladies.
and one Asian.
And over my shoulder, Aoife Forbes played one of them in the LCA show.
Played
You
a
can
lady?
fact-check who it was, yeah.
Andrea Bailey.
And I do think Palmisano's personality lends itself to those debates, though, because he's not aggressive, and it's more like, aw, shucks, I'm just a simple legislator asking some questions.
Right.
And I think that probably ingratiates some of the Democrats to him.
Totally. I think Mary Beth Walsh also has that. It's like, not.
Oh, really? I think she's much more polished. I mean, she's a lawyer. I think she's much more polished
but
than he
she's
is.
not like overly technical or like, you know how some people, what's the right word? Now I'm going to sound like it, but like it's too pedantic. They come in and they kind of try to trip people up with these big words. And
I was going to say anal, but it doesn't feel right.
I don't think, yeah.
Polycule.
Geode. I think that she's like pretty, like she's like a normal person asking questions, if that makes sense. A smart normal person, but like
Practical.
a normal person. Practical. She's yeah.
So was Phil Palmisano or Mary Beth Walsh your actual answer for that? Because I realized I interrupted.
No, it's great. I did
or was
not.
it neither of them?
It was neither of them.
So who was it?
Appreciated this. I'll tell you who it wasn't. J. Gary Pretlow. But I was actually going to go with Charles Levine.
Why Chuck?
Because of the redistricting debate, which was one of the only ones that I watched, and I thought he's smart. He turns it back. He's sassy. He's sassy on the floor, and he turns back these questions. He whips them back to the Republicans.
Although I do
With force.
see some of the Assembly Republicans cutting clips of his answers and using them on their own social media. So apparently they think he didn't do that great of a job.
He's just very like glib. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was a question he was asked about how often do you anticipate doing redistricting, and his answer was basically like, whenever we think it's necessary. And so the clip was basically like, Albany Democrats are prepared to redraw lines whenever they want to.
Hey, they hate you, they clip you.
Ooh. They hate you because they ain't you.
They hate you because they ain't you.
Mm-hmm.
Were there other ones that you wanted to add? What about, and I'm sorry to interrupt again, how about on the Senate
No,
side?
I'm used to it.
Stepping in, you and Mary Beth Walsh. On the Senate side, people having to step in for Liz Kruger.
Yeah.
I didn't
yeah.
actually watch any
Big
of
shoes
the
to
debate,
fill.
but I know they had to spread the love around. Did anything stand out to you guys?
Kristen Gonzalez.
I was
I'll
going to
let you
say, I'm so sorry.
No, it's again, I'm used to this.
I was going to say Jose Serrano did a masterful job about not giving any information when extenders were up.
Oh, interesting. I forgot that he debated the extenders.
Exactly.
That's funny. I was just going to say Kristen Gonzalez for the data centers handled herself very well. Had all her talking points down.
Agreed.
Had all the technical know-how kind of ready to go, which I think is unusual. So usually you see staff having to kind of fill in, and they very rarely had to do that with her. She was helped by the fact that it was like the second to last day of session, so people weren't like really willing to hammer. I mean, even the Republicans were tired, and they also, they knew what they wanted to say, but like they were repeating the same kind of talking points over and over in debate. So I think she just was able to say kind of the same thing in response. But I thought she handled herself very well.
Yeah, and the bill itself was an omnibus bill of bills that she had already kind of known about. So I think that she really had been focusing on data centers all year, and in some ways, I think that she was gearing up for that debate. Like she was ready to push back on anything that came.
Yeah, she's made tech her big issue.
Yeah,
it's her sort of bailiwick.
Did you have another one you want to get to without me interrupting you?
No.
You said you had a couple lame ones, though.
It was those two.
Okay.
But I guess they weren't that lame. I think I defended them pretty well.
I think they were great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Most memorable in the grand tradition of David Lombardo, circa Saratoga Springs class of 2005, I'm going to go with the person who got a lot of recognition from the floor in the Senate, and that is the departing Mike Gianaris.
Oh, yeah.
3-hour send-off.
Yeah, and he had remarks at the Senate Democrats' picnic, and I have heard from a lot of people who say he's kind of irreplaceable, which is why we'll see a lot of his jobs divided into multiple people. And he's had his hands involved in so much of New York State government for the last 2 decades. One of my favorite things has to do with the Senate coup when he was back in the Assembly, and he was cooking up ideas, or at least getting credit for ideas, about the ability of the governor to appoint a new lieutenant governor. So this is a guy whose roots run very deep in New York state government and New York politics. We have in his role at the DSCC. So most memorable, Mike Gianaris, especially when you contrast it with the amount of time and energy given to some of his other Democratic colleagues in the Senate who are also leaving, because they did not get the same fanfare.
No. Brian Kavanaugh.
Well, I didn't want to name names, but
yeah.
if you're connecting the
I'll name
dots,
them.
yes, that was the one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who do we think is going to replace Mike Gianaris as deputy leader?
I mean, Bailey's been floated, but to Dave's point, it's going to have to be divided, right? Like his jobs. So I don't know how that works out. Like basically, do you get Mike Gianaris' role in name only, but you don't get the official title of deputy? I don't know.
Right. I think
Please.
Jeremy Cooney could be a contender.
Okay.
I would think that they would maybe want to do something geographically different, but then again, I don't know. I mean, Jeremy Cooney isn't the most senior member at all.
Was Prasad ever floated? Have we talked about that before?
I don't know.
Shelley Mayer, perhaps?
Well, so one idea that I've heard floated around on this topic is that they pick someone that is kind of a placeholder for deputy leader.
Bang.
Exactly. So that they can then pick a more permanent person in a few years. We don't know how much longer Shelley Mayer is going to be in office. She hasn't been here forever, but she is one of the more senior members of the chamber for sure.
And served as a staffer before that.
Right, so knows.
Yeah.
So
She's sick of this place.
Do you think she goes to work for the PSC after this?
No. I think she rekindles her dreams of becoming a professional dancer, which is what she envisioned at one point in her career, and you can hear more about that on the Capitol Press Room. But I think if they split the jobs, which they will, I think at the DSCC side of things, I think the contenders are Gennardis, Skoufis, and Jeremy Cooney. I think for deputy floor leader, if there's a sense that you don't want to elevate the potential successor for the majority leader, Jamal Bailey, then you do the placeholder thing like Dan was talking about. And I think Shelley Mayer is the front runner for that. And I do think Roxanne Prasad, though, given the amount of time that she spends on the dais, would make sense as another sort of placeholder, because I think that's the type of person that they're looking for. But Shelley Mayer, I kind of get the impression that we have like an I jump, you jump situation with the majority leader, and they might try to time their exits together. So if you make Shelley the deputy, then when they both leave together, you get a fresh start for whoever the new majority leader is. They tap their own deputy, and it's sort of a clean slate.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
And who run the world?
Thelma and Louise.
No,
Well, I was just going to say girls.
I was going to say boomers.
Yeah.
Three very different answers to that.
Shoot. Does anyone have any more?
I had best social media engagement, but I actually...
And why was it the post from the Capitol Press Room?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
Oh, boy.
Interesting.
Sorry.
Didn't see that
And I was
coming.
going to go with Julia
must be twin
Salazar, but
Oh.
I actually, I'm open to thoughts and feedback on this one.
Well, why did Salazar make the cut?
This
for
is
you?
just based on like some pretty high-profile Twitter spats. I feel like she's been in recently. High-profile to me. I have her notifications.
Oh, to me
turned
too.
on. Yeah, and I mean, she's very online in a way that like the AOC kind of generation of progressive politicians are online, and they're willing to sort of take these like punchier stands on their social media than some of these other. You see other politicians being more polished or more precious with it, and I think she's like pretty willing just to be like, I'm a real person. Sometimes I make a typo and I'll go after reporters who I think
what do you have in mind there,
questioning
Raga?
me. What do you mean?
What Twitter spat do you have in mind there?
Well, there was the one over the Knicks and how she obtained her tickets, which is definitely a valid question. But she's been, I mean, like, this is just her MO online. And she's done this, I think, during the Wildcat strike of last year, the prison strike. She was kind of tweeting through that. And it felt like a pretty interesting way to get your message out to, like, constituents and to reporters. I don't know, it's just an interesting use of the platform.
Yeah. You also have other lawmakers on different platforms. Chantal Jackson is apparently like TikTok famous.
Really? I've always seen her filming her TikToks, and I always wonder about that. That's interesting.
I miss Speaker Hasty being on Twitter because he used to like call out people and engage with people and go 6 rounds.
So is he on Facebook? Do we know? I'm not on Facebook.
He is on Facebook,
He's on
but in a
Facebook.
personal capacity.
Interesting. So are we allowed to look at that?
If it's public, I think you can look at anything. But I don't know.
Sorry. Women, am I right?
Playing with that microphone. I'm moving it. Now, Dan, who's hosted a television show, understands the audio-visual component and has not moved his mic
God,
on me.
I'm sorry. Do you remember when I was
That's
like
true.
hitting the table? I was getting really excited. Guys, it's been like 2 years of us doing this.
I know.
Kind of cute. A year
Feels
and a half.
like
maybe?
yesterday.
It does. It does. All right. See you at graduation.
Well, we've been speaking with Capitol Confidential author Dan Clark and Bloomberg Government Capitol reporter Raga Justin. Thank you both so much. I'll always have the memories.
It's been a thrill.
I will never forget you.
I'm glad I got to interrupt you one more time.
Thank you.
What was the reference you made early on in this panel today?
I said I'm sat.
Yeah, she used that to the AARP crowd. And I'm like, I'm 39, and I don't understand what you just said.
What does that mean? You sat down?